A warm ocean behind the ice wall of Antarctica. Secret photos of another civilization from the 1912 expedition. Based on dozens of well-known arguments and reasons, there are well-kept secrets in Antarctica, maybe alien bases, an entrance to the hollow earth, or even an exit to a warm big ocean. The 1912 expedition to Antarctica by the famous British polar explorer of the early 20th century, Robert Scott, ended tragically in 1913. Only a few surviving members of the eminent explorer's team returned to the mainland alive. They brought with them unique photographic material that perhaps shed light on the mythical ice wall, one of the secrets of Antarctica. According to rumors and legends, the wall passes through the entire ice continent. Most of the photographs from Captain Scott's expedition are still kept in a secret British archives in the special department. Only a small part of these images showing a different civilization behind the ice wall has recently appeared online. In early December 2022, numerous photos allegedly taken in 1910 to 1913 by Robert Scott, the famous British polar explorer and explorers of Antarctica, were once again re-uploaded to the scandalous resource BitChute. The photographs are said to show the landscape behind the ice wall. Now, if you believe these pictures are real, then after the passage of the Antarctic wall and the long journey through the zone of extreme cold, the real South begins. Gradual warming, the disappearance of ice, the appearance of vegetation up to forests, and in the end, the rocky coast opening to the uncharted ocean. And all sorts of artifacts are scattered along the shore, the remains of ancient temples, the statues of people, or even some strange creatures. The photos caused another surge of disputes between supporters and opponents of the flat earthers, but the flat earth believers could not scientifically prove their case. On the other hand, supporters of the round earth point out that artificial intelligence can now completely make a movie about the expedition and even insert an interview with Robert Scott or even Richard Byrd, Admiral Richard Byrd, who will forever tell how bravely he fought with German flying saucers. We're not convinced supporters of either team. We are only interested in the truth, and the truth always says the following. Now, many, if not all of us, ask themselves a simple question: why did these polar explorers had to go through such an ordeal of eating ice-cold frozen fish for months, go skiing, get terrible frostbites, eventually give up with a probability of 9 out of 10? Not a single treasure hunter, not a single Spanish conquistador was so crazy, although they were all risky and courageous people. Risk and suffering should justify themselves, despite the fact that in the case of walking around Antarctica, there were no possible preferences. Well, they will give you a medal or a name, a square of a mile of stones in honor. They can also issue a diploma, increase the military rank, and assign a small pension in exchange for frostbites. According to the official version, Robert Scott died on his way back to the Terra Nova, the ship that brought him to Antarctica. However, as unofficial historians found out at the end of the last century, the legendary explorer was most likely killed. Somehow it turned out that all the intermediate stops for the return trip were empty, where someone took away the food, fuel, and equipment. As a result, the entire expedition perished. It's possible, of course, that the supplies were devoured by the predators with a capital P, who arrived to hunt for the aliens, capital A, but for now everyone is thinking about the Terra Nova captain. Robert Scott learned a lot and was not going to keep his mouth shut, so they helped him achieving eternal silence. There are also maps drawn in time immemorial by the Admiral Piri Reis. They're detailing the coast and landscape of Antarctica is amazing, made at least from an infrared satellite which sees the ridges hidden under the ice. And on these maps there is no round earth, with round Antarctica, but Antarctica is rather a wall sketched along the edge of a map. There are many maps of round Earth from NASA. There is even a photo of round Mars, but it doesn't bother anyone. At the end, it's NASA. Now, this topic fits into a very mysterious series of books by an unknown author who wrote under the pseudonym Hans Ehrlich von Kranz. There are a number of confirmations of the seemingly extremely fantastic statements from this series of books, and they turned out to be real facts. It's believed that someone well initiated into the secrets of the Fourth Reich found an opportunity in the form of these books to convey some of the information to people, but we must not forget that they are written in a literary genre, which means that every fact must be double-checked, as there will be many fictions for sure. So this is on Collective Spark by Solask. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.